Hey YouTube, Sylvia again. Today we're going to bring you something a little bit different. Last week, Tommy, myself, Tony, and Trent, two of our sons, attended a chicken butchering class in Kentucky at the Stivers Homestead. During that time, we did the chicken butchering, a farm tour, etc. And we got a whole lot of film. So what I've done for this video is we've taken it and clipped it together. There is a layover on, or a voiceover, excuse me, voiceover, just kind of explaining what we're doing during the event. It was great. You had 20 people from all over the country. Like I said, they're in Kentucky. We had ourselves from coastal Virginia. We actually had a young lady from Gloucester, which is about 45 minutes north of us on coastal Virginia. There was a lady from Florida that flew in for the class. So it was amazing. So much to be learned. The Stivers, I cannot say how much I enjoyed their company, their knowledge, picking their brain about everything from farming to goats to chickens to YouTube. And they are two of the most amazing people I have ever met. Definitely be going back. Jen is planning on doing some other classes from what she was telling us. So if you were able to attend any of their classes, I highly recommend it. So, like I said, this is going to be a voiceover video because we've taken a lot of video and condensed it down. Tommy videoed most of the day, so you won't see him a whole lot. You'll see the boys, myself. They were actually able to get a little bit of hands-on with it, which is cool. And then we have some pictures that I'm going to put in here of the farm animals, the farm, the Airbnb that they run. It was just a lot of information, a lot of camaraderie, very peaceful area to be in. And that's one thing that Tommy and I love about the entire Homestead community, is that they are very open, they are very welcoming, and if they have the knowledge, most of the time they will help you to learn what you need for your endeavors. Coffee, must have coffee in the morning. So this is one of my first edited videos. That's just not something that's taken on my phone in one single clip. So bear with me, please. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything that you know, please share them below. So, without further ado, here's the video. Alright guys, so as you can see, we actually had a fairly good turnout to the butchering workshop that we went to in Kentucky at the Stivers Homestead. I do believe there was about 20 people that came for the class. Here is the beginning of class. Jenn and Zach are explaining safety, making sure your knives are sharp, going through the stations for the process of the chickens, which includes the kill cones that you see on the wall in the back. He's got a scalder, he's got an ice bucket, he's got a very nice plucker, and then the tables where he's at right now is actually going to be the evisceration tables. So basically where you're cleaning out the insides and everything. Explaining knives. They recommended fish fillet knives for this, the shorter ones. And I can say they worked very well for the actual decapitations and cutting the necks. He used a deer knife, a little bit heavier duty. That way it could actually cut through the bones and everything. No injuries, no problems. So I think it was a very successful day. So the chickens are free-ranged up on the hill. Isn't this a gorgeous property? absolutely stunning. We actually stayed up in the Airbnb they have. Super comfortable, gorgeous countryside. So, older barn, loved it. So much character and everything. So we go up here, and we ended up doing about 40 chickens. So everybody was either watching or catching chickens. It was nice because they didn't force anyone to participate in any certain part. Like if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. You can actually see our boys get in there catching chickens. It was great. They had fun, you know, and they learned a whole lot, which was great. Here you see my son Trent hand him a chicken that he caught on the inside of the little coop they have, and he's explaining how if you hold the chickens upside down, they actually calm down. I think we ended up gathering up about 10 or 12 chickens each round, so we did this like 4 times, where everyone would come up, catch a batch of chickens, and then we would actually take them back down to the butchering stations down at the bottom of the hill. So here where he's explaining to put the back to the wall, that way it actually holds the chicken into place. Don't worry, I don't have any part of this video with the decapitations. But he's explaining how to look for the vein on the side of the neck, turning the head, feeling right below the ear, above the ear, since the chicken's upside down. And you would actually feel the pulse just like you would feel one on your arm. So after they're decapitated, they're let bleed out for, you know, maybe 3-4 minutes. This here is a scalding water bath, 150 degrees approximately. He said basically don't get until you can pull the tail feathers out easily. That the leg feathers and stuff is the easy ones, tail feathers are the hard ones. After those tail feathers pull out easily, go ahead and dunk it in the ice bath. And then comes the plucker. My husband is a gadget person, so he absolutely loved this plucker and has already been researching it. But there's little fingers in there that basically rip all the feathers out as it spins. It's kind of like a washing machine with little fingers in there. It'll spin it around. I don't think we got any close-ups of it. But it actually does a really good job. You might have some little small feathers left in it, but nothing massive. He's washing it down with water. Feathers actually come off on the side, and then your chicken is plucked. And he's explaining how there's small feathers that are still stuck there, but you can always clean them out later. So onward to the actual butchering. Explaining they start with the feet first, you know, feeling for that bone just like you would if you were cutting up leg quarters or something at your house. Feeling for that bone, cutting through it, and actually removing the feet first. And then they said that you can actually keep the feet for like chicken stock and stuff like that. I've seen some recipes online that I'm interested in trying when we actually start our own meat birds to see how we like it. But yeah, goes through that, goes through cleaning out the neck, taking out the esophagus and everything, and then cleaning it off. We watched him as he opened up the back end and basically was able to pull out the innards. Interesting about the innards, you can use the heart, the livers, the gizzards, of course. They said that they dehydrate them and then feed them to their dogs. I think when we start our meat birds, we are going to be using all the inside parts because I love liver and gizzards. And then a restaurant up here has the grilled roasted chicken hearts that are amazing. So I think I will be trying that also. But Zach's going on, he's explaining how you can reach in, run your hand along the breastbone, go to the top, and you're able to pull everything out. people were asking questions. Apparently there is a gland near the tail of the chicken. I was not aware of that until this, but some people take the gland out, some people cut off the tail. We ended up just cutting off all the tails for this. So, and then once that was done, we got to try our hand at actually butchering it ourselves. My little self decided to grab that longer knife. It was the only one left available, and I can say I did not like the longer knife. The shorter fillet knife worked a lot better, and getting in those joints made it a lot easier for cutting the feet off. Like I said, they save the feet for stock. This is for the insides. Asking for the smaller knife because that big one just was not working to my liking. But you know, it's a learning curve. This is the second time in my life that I've ever butchered out a chicken. The first time was a disaster because I was trying to wing it. So, but as you can see, fairly simple to get everything pulled out of there. I did end up with a little bit of the lung left in there, and I asked Jen to help because I couldn't get it out. You know, definitely learning, and never be ashamed to ask for help if you can't do something, or ask for tips. I did look and found out they have a tool for removing the lungs out of chickens. If I have continued problems with it, I think I might see about ordering one to make getting those lungs and the lining and everything out a little easier. Cutting off the tail, again, to remove that gland, and then disconnect everything off of it. Yeah, this is where I couldn't get it, so I had to ask Jen for help. You know, she is so great. You know, that both of them were so patient with all the questions and everything during this. Highly recommend going to their farm for a class the next time they have it if you're close by, or even fly in, because I'm from Virginia, they live in Kentucky. We actually had one lady that was there from Florida. So it was a blast. It was great learning, you know, and I don't think you could learn from anyone better than these two. They're great people. So again, that's that bigger knife cut through that neck, and that's my little tiny bird. But we got him all washed off. Just hosed him off with water. Got him all cleaned up. You know, just a little bit, wipe down, clean up, just wash off some of the blood. And then from there, when we get that done, we put it in the cooler. Directly into the cooler. Little guy, fresh chicken. Put it in the cooler. So, Jenn and Zach did say they generally leave the chickens in the coolers for 24 hours prior to the bagging. I don't have any video of the bagging that we did, but they use a shrink wrap to bag their chicken in. So from here, we would finish cleaning everything, put them in the cooler with ice. Their preference is, again, to leave them for 24 hours. So, and then come back the next day, heat up your water and everything, and then do your shrink bags on your chicken for your freezer, refrigerator, or whichever. You know, and that way too, they were able to weigh it out. I think I brought home 3 birds, and then I think they weighed anywhere between 4.5 pounds and 5.5 pounds each. And that's organic, free-range chicken. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, the voiceover is a little different for most YouTube videos that I've seen, but I think it was the best way to explain what was going on, some of the information that Zach and Jen provided to the group, and still make it flow with the videos that we took and to condense it down, because I think we ended up, for the butchering class alone, was like 2 hours of video, and that was a little much to sit through. So like I said, condensing it down to me helped it flow a little bit better. The voiceover, I hope I got all the information right, like I said, there was so much information thrown at us, and it was amazing. So I hope you enjoyed. Like I said previously, you don't have to be perfect to start, and if you fail, make sure to fail forward. Until next time.